Mom, 3.5. I mean, almost 3.5. I'm on 3.3 of my 4 mile run yesterday. I ran 8 miles, but there's no excuses, right? So if you're watching this, then this message found you for a reason. Too many people make too many excuses. I've seen people with no legs at the gym. I've seen people with no arms at the gym. So what's your excuse? You have 4 arms, you have 2 arms, 2 legs, but you won't get up, get out, and do something you won't even try. And don't get it twisted. It's not just about the physical, because this running that I do is really for my mental. It's to keep myself mentally tough, because I didn't feel like running 4 miles today when I just ran 8 yesterday. I didn't feel like it. But it doesn't matter how I feel. What I say I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do. And if you found this, and this applies to you too, you need to hear this, because that's how energy and the universe work. They say what you seek is seeking you. So you might not even know that you need to hear this message, but you do. The message is, stop being a lazy, sorry sack of shit. And this goes from the age of 13 to the age of 83. There's no excuses, because if you wanted to do something, then you would do it, But I feel like people nowadays, whether young or old, have the wrong shit on their mind. You know, right, right now, if you're 15, right now, if you're 20, right now, if you're 25, right now, if you're 35, you should be putting in 100,000 hours into something that's not school. What are you putting your 100,000 hours into? School doesn't count. High school, college doesn't count. I'm talking about you should be putting in your 100,000 hours into some self discipline, something that you have to make yourself do. Because what will happen is, if you're not focused on that, other people are going to bypass you. And so you look up and you find yourself 48 years old. You find yourself 35 years old. And you don't have any money. You're broke. You're living paycheck to paycheck. You're making excuses. You have a problem with everybody. You have a problem with your family. You have a problem with your sisters. You have a problem with your baby mom. You have a problem with your baby father. You have a problem with everybody. But you won't take accountability for yourself. So you should be putting in your 100,000 hours. That's why I'm always constantly filling my mind up with only things that I want to have and do and be. I'm always listening to books on how to be a millionaire. I'm always listening to books on how to be more disciplined. I'm always listening to books on how to win friends and influence people. I'm, uh, and hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. I hope y'all having a good evening. But yeah, I'm always filling my mind up and focusing my attention on things that I want to have in my life. And I'm not spending much time, or I'm spending zero time on things that I don't want to be. So, like, hanging out is for poor people, right? Poor people hang out. Rich people, we mastermind. Rich people have friends that you might not see for years at a time because everybody's so busy. But there's no love lost, because we all know that we have our empire to run. Whereas poor people spending, hanging out at the bar, hanging out at the club, hanging out doing shit that's not gonna put no money in your pocket, not gonna put no sense in your brain. It's time to stop making excuses. You should be putting in 100,000 hours into some form of self-discipline so that when 5 years goes by, when 1 year goes by, you're able to really see and pinpoint and say, I started here. I didn't have much experience. Throughout the course of this time, I got to this point. I've become better, sharper, stronger, smarter, richer, happier. Yeah. So you can't do that if the only time you expend energy is for your fucking boss or for your teacher or for your parents. So see, I have nieces and nephews, and what I do is I give them the tools that they need for success. But at the end of the day, it's going to be on them to take the tools that I've given them and to allow that to become a part of their normal everyday routine. And it doesn't matter if it's my sisters or if it's my nieces, doesn't matter who it is. The same thing goes for all of us. People can lead you to the water, but they can't make you drink. I said the other day about how I've had multiple people that have tried to inspire and influence through exercise. People that are unhealthy and out of shape that said that they wanted to be healthy and be in shape. I'm in shape. I look great for my age. You wouldn't even believe how old I am. So I know what the fuck I'm talking about and I know what I'm doing. But they did the same thing because they're loser minded mentality. So they started, a week go by, 2 weeks go by. Now they got some excuse why they don't want to do it no more, but they're going to do it themselves. Meanwhile, they had their whole life to do it themselves. They haven't done it yet. But it's ego. Like Tate said, like Cobra's Tate said, most people are either lazy, stupid, or arrogant. And most people aren't stupid. And I don't think people are lazy because they go to job and work hard 8 hours for somebody else. I think it boils down to arrogance, you know? And like I said, it doesn't matter what age you are. If you just apply certain principles in your life, you'll be successful. I mean, I think before I do anything, before I speak. A lot of people don't even think like, what are you really doing? A lot of people don't realize like you're wasting time on childish bullshit when you could be focused on powerful things that are gonna make you powerful, make you a force to be reckoned with in life. But instead, you just want to focus on some bitch. You're a young boy, you want to focus on some girl you like. You're a young girl, you want to focus on some little dumbass boy you like. Meanwhile, y'all don't even know what the fuck it means to be in a relationship, to make things last. And here, me having experience and knowledge, see, but only wise people can learn without experiencing. I've always been wise my entire life. So when people that knew more than me, had more than me, did more than me, living better than me, when they spoke, I would shut the fuck up and I would listen. And not only would I listen, but I would do what they told me to do. I've had many mentors in my life. Some mentors that I haven't met in real life. Just listen to all their content. I consume all their content. But then I've had real life mentors that I got the chance to be around and soak up game and mindset. And that shit made me who I am today. To the point to where, like I said, I don't even look my age I'm healthy. I'm in a happy relationship, been in a relationship damn near, what, since 2000. We got married August 18th, 2008. So however many years that's been, right? Uh, 17 years, right? Uh, Happy on that front, healthy. Positive relationships with my friends and positive relationships with my family members. So, like I'm saying, I got here by not being an idiot. I got here by listening to those who knew more, had more, did more than I did. It's the only way any of us ever grow and succeed. But see, a lot of people, they got to learn shit the hard way. When you're not intelligent, somebody tells you to read the book, you don't read it. Somebody tells you to listen to the podcast or the audiobook, you don't listen to it. Meanwhile, you don't have any accolades. You haven't done anything in life. The person telling you what to do has. Well, how you're an idiot is because you don't listen. And it's 2025. Nobody's got time for excuses. Everybody has fucking hours in a day, right? Everybody has time to play video games, right? I play video games pretty much every weekend with my nieces. But listen, if I only had time for video games, but I wouldn't put in time to listening to the audiobooks, listening to the self-development books, listening on the how to develop wealth books. If I wasn't doing that as much as I do the video games, life would be unbalanced. But that's how a lot of people are. They're unbalanced. They find time to do what they enjoy doing, but because they don't enjoy learning, they just don't do it and they make excuses for it. But I'm sorry, the same energy that I have to play video games, the same energy that you have to play video games. Nobody got to remind you about playing a video game. So why the fuck I got to remind you about listening to the audiobook? I know why. Because most people are hard headed and most people, they're going to have to learn the hard way. I've never been like that. It doesn't take me the hard way to learn. I'm able to listen. So if you're listening to this, don't be one of those people. Don't be one of those people that if people call you about money, you ready, you all ears for some money. If I call you and say, hey, I want to give you some money, free money, you won't be available. But why when I call you and say, hey, I want to give you some free information, listen to this, read this audiobook, it's free information that's going to help you be rich your whole life. So I don't have to give you money. Most people, because they're lazy or arrogant, are not going to be excited about that. They're not going to listen to that. So, you know, be one of those rare few. Be one of the rare few that, whether you're motivated or not, you do the difficult thing. Because the more difficult things you do in life, the easier your life is going to get. Meanwhile, the more pleasurable shit that you do in life, whether that be too much sex, too much food, too much sweets, too much games, too much partying, too much drinking, all of those things lead to a painful life. And so that's how you see life is about paradoxes. Life is about you have to do one thing to get the other. So if you want to have a nice life, then what you have to do is you have to work on things that you don't like doing. You have to do things that are difficult. It's the only way. And all the famous people, rich people, millionaires, people that have this stuff figured out are going to tell you exactly what I'm saying. So don't take my word for it and do your research. Do your research. Okay, so I'm almost at mile 5. I was only supposed to be doing 4 miles, but I think I'm gonna do 5. Right? So yeah, and like I said, I did 8 miles yesterday. Stop making excuses. Stop being normal. Stop being so damn predictable. If I don't have to remind you to play video games, I shouldn't have to remind you to listen to the audiobooks. If I don't have to remind you to pick up the phone when I'm trying to send you money, I shouldn't have to remind you to listen to the self-help books that I recommend you. Right? Don't be like that, but be above average. Don't be average. Peace, y'all. Have a great day. Great night. I'm out. Live vicious. New music. Cheddar Man coming soon.